Hey everyone, we're back. It's all about sports, the podcast. We're going to be predicting our top four teams who we think is going to lift the IPL trophy.
They're there for the participation trophy.
Kuldeep has had like one terrible over after which like everyone said his whole form dip, but I don't think he's ever played for SRH, and that was with KKR. I think Moeen Ali smacked him for like some crazy number of
Wait,
runs.
what is this information that's not relevant? I said time pass
Sorry,
sorry.
sorry, sorry. I'm just thinking out loud.
Gui, there are many more questions. Just guess a name.
This whole spiel is that he didn't ever play for SRH. And I'm wondering who.
Exactly. I was like, Kuldeep Yadav kam khela yaar?
No, he didn't.
RCB wore one of the special green jerseys. So that's 2
What
points.
is all this information which is irrelevant to the answer?
No, at least it's relevant to that specific game. It's 102 runs of just
Basically,
sixes.
he's got a century in just sixes.
So you're basically saying he should occupy one slot in the team for bowling one over in the game.
Bro, 19th over, most important over in the innings by far. 19th over is where they make all the runs, bro. Bachao usko for it.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Hey everyone, we're back. It's all about sports, the podcast. I'm your host Mazhar, and I have Rishabh, Shubham, and Aniket with me as always. This week is very, very interesting. We all know the IPL's just kicked off, so we're all set, and we're going to be making our predictions for that. But before we deep dive into this week's episode, I just wanted to mention that last week we covered football after very long. We spoke about the golden boys of 2020 in football, the young players, and who we thought are actually worth that hype, and some who we believed don't fit that bill. And previously, we also covered the IPL auction, which was quite a slugfest, to be honest, if whoever watched it in that accelerated auction. But this week is purely based on predictions. We're going to be predicting our top four teams who we think is going to lift the IPL trophy, some players to watch out for, and the regular banter that we all share. That's going to be happening for sure. I can guarantee you that. So let's start off right away. I'll start off with you, Shubham. Which team are you looking forward to the most? Of course, Mumbai are coming in as defending champions. They have the most IPL trophies. Rohit Sharma's in the prime of his form, so to speak. But when the IPL comes, he's a different player altogether. It's very intriguing, his story with the IPL. So, what's your take on what you expect from the IPL? And let's not forget, the IPL just got over and it started again, right? So, go take it ahead, Shobha.
Yeah, like you said, the IPL just got over and it's starting again. It has been some crazy times. But for me, now, see, personally talking, if I talk emotionally, for me, it's KKR because I love KKR. But having said that, if I bring a little bit of rationality into my emotion, I don't really see KKR definitely not winning the season. I'll be really happy if they make the playoffs. If they finish top four, I'll be really happy. Like last season also, I think they would have finished top four, but based on net run rate or something, they lost out. And last season also, they had Dinesh Karthik. Then mid-season, they changed captains. They went through quite a bit of turmoil. They have a very strong middle order, but and also they have heavy reliance on foreign players, which I don't know like how much will it help them this season or not help. But yeah, KKR is my team, so I really hope they perform well. I do think they have a decent bowling attack, a very strong middle order. They need to sort out the top order. But like you said, yeah, Mazhar, the team to challenge, the team to look out for, and I think everyone's favorite would be Mumbai Indians. It's a solid team, yeah. Everywhere, all around, solid players. Right from if you look at their power hitters, you have Rohit Sharma, Pollard, Pandya, Chris Lynn, bowlers, Bumrah, Nathan Nile, even spin, yeah, Piyush Chawla, Krunal Pandya, all these guys, like it's a solid team. So I don't see anyone really challenge them, anyone really beat them. It looks like a very good setup. The only one team which I'm really interested with is Punjab. specifically speaking, because Punjab, and I think we covered this in our auction episode. These guys had the biggest budget, 53 crores, out of which they spend 49 crores. They bring in 9 players. 9 players coming in is a lot of players coming in. And so they have recruited some good players. So I think these guys are guys to definitely watch out for. Again, will they challenge Mumbai Indians all the way till the end? I don't know, but I feel Mumbai Indians, Punjab, top two slots. That is what I look at this IPL season.
So, Krishnan, I'm going to take this to you now. Firstly, shout out to Krishnan for wearing the India jersey. It's been 10 years since India won the World Cup, so credit over there. And I'm surprisingly I'm not
it's a
in the
10-year
jersey.
anniversary.
So.
Man.
I actually didn't think about that when I wore it, but I'm glad you made me look better than I actually planned to be.
So
Dhoni
now that you're
finishes
saying
it
it,
off-
now that you're saying it, I think Sachin tweeted about it or something like that today.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I think everyone. I'm sure Gambhir also, as Gambhir as he is, must have mentioned something for sure at this point in time. What an iconic
Yeah.
day that was. I remember Krishnan and I were on the streets and we met also at Marine Drive, and it was quite a wild scene. People were swinging their jerseys, Ganguly style, everyone on Marine Drive. Like there were easily lakhs of people outside Wankhede.
Hi-fiving. We were
on
just
that.
high-fiving random people on the street.
I remember, yeah. I'll be honest, even my T-shirt came off that day.
I remember the World Cup. I
Life
remember
before
the World Cup.
COVID.
I remember the World Cup for another very odd reason, so as to say. But I made a lot of money, man. I sold some black tickets and made a lot of money.
Woo! I'm not sure if this should be going out anymore. Shubham?
Editor.
It's fine. We are the unfiltered podcast. It's all right.
BCCI, are you listening? Okay, so Krishna, now let's get to you now. I know Chennai is your favorite team. We all know how disappointing last season was for Chennai. But what is your expectation of the men in yellow? And also, do you expect everyone to be whistle podoing this time?
I mean, the whistle podu will happen. Playoffs will not happen, in my opinion. I'll root for Dhoni wherever he goes. When he was with Pune, I rooted for Pune. When he was with CSK, when he's with CSK, I'll keep rooting for CSK. I have no idea what when he plans to retire. But like you said, Maz, I will support CSK in this IPL as well. But I'm not super optimistic about them. And there's a couple of reasons for it, Maz. You spoke a little bit about last season being a disappointing season, and we spoke about this in our auction episode as well. Frankly, this is just an aging squad. It's not a squad that's, I feel, completely gone. It hasn't rejigged itself from the team that was super successful in the past. I understand your point of they have brought in a couple of talented pieces with Moin Ali as well as Krishnappa Gautam. I don't know if that's going to be the decisive turning point. And I think two pieces that is going to really hurt them is they won't have Josh Hazelwood. Josh Hazelwood has decided to sit out to spend time with his family, so they won't have Josh Hazelwood. And for the start, because of the Pakistan-South Africa series, they're not going to have Lungi and Didi either. So their pace is already looking disappointing. I don't really trust that their batting anymore can contribute and score the high runs that they once did. I realize Faf is a consistent player. I realize Suresh is a consistent player. I realize Dhoni has had an incredible history in the IPL. I just don't see them as being people who score at an extremely quick clip anymore. They're very consistent. There is far too much weight on Sam Curran. I don't see them in the playoffs this season either. I love seeing the yellow. I love seeing Dhoni in what I like to say might be his last season, but I've said this for the last how many of our seasons. So I'm excited for the IPL, not that excited for CSK's performance, if I'm being honest.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm optimistic about Cheteshwar Pujara scoring at a clip of 250. That's what I'm excited about.
One of the iconic signings of IPL, Cheteshwar Pujara.
No, but I mean, what was amazing to see in that accelerated auction, and I mentioned it in the previous podcast as well, that everyone applauded the fact that Chennai bought him. I don't know if some of the teams were being sarcastic over there, but at least someone like him deserves a spot in the IPL, no matter what his history or record may be in the shortest format of the game. Gui, I'm coming to you now. I know your favorite team is KKR, But let's be honest, just like Shubham was, which is your team to watch out for? Who do you think is going to be that one favorite team going in?
So I don't know whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but if you want to put money on any team doing well in the IPL, look no further. It's always Mumbai Indians. You don't have to think much about these guys. You don't, like I like to kind of counter Maloo's point. They have a great starting 11. Maloo mentioned it. They have, but depth wise, I'm not sure. Like after Krunal Pandya, and I think they got Piyush Chawla in this auction, if I'm not wrong, to like kind of bolster their spin, because other than him, other than Krunal, I think it's just and there's one other guy.
Rahul
Rohit
Chahar.
Sharma,
Rahul Chahar.
can also come in, no?
Rohit Sharma has
Sorry?
stopped bowling. He's given up on bowling. He's a dad now. He just wants to hit the ball. That's it.
Yes, he's now. I don't know. It was one of these poems of Shakespeare, which is basically like the 7 stages of life, right? You go back to what you used to do as a child. So Rohit is doing that only. What the only thing you did as a kid was bat, right? Fine, I'm back to that spot again. But
They have Chahar
anyway,
also. Chahar. They have Rahul
That's what I
Chahar.
said,
Yeah,
Krishnan.
yeah.
No, but I tell you one thing, Gui, it's interesting that you bring up the spin, because I read an article that said the only weakness that's there in Mumbai Indian squad is their spin, because their pace is decent, their batting is sensational.
phenomenal.
That is weak only because of economy rate of all the spinners. So the spin is perhaps a weak point, but again, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
So my only concern is in case something goes wrong with the starting 11, in the sense that uh, okay, not that they won't fire, but they just get injured, right? You don't have much in the tank. Just like what happened with KKR, Russell not firing last season. Narayan had a bad dip in form for, maybe the last 2 or 3 odd seasons.
Even Karthik wasn't consistent at all.
Last season, which is I'm kind of looking forward to this season for them, because Karthik does not have the pressure of captaining the side. That's gone to someone who's, well, pretty adept at captaining a side, let's be honest. Um, yeah, so KKR is again not a fun side to watch. Maybe let's hope they are fun. Maybe I really strongly hope that I'm wrong with this one. But KKR doesn't have anything optimistic about it. Like the bowling lineup is largely an Indian contingent of pretty so not very well known names.
I think they have Shubman Gill, no? He's the only guy I
Gill.
like.
They do. It's again one of those aging squads where there's so much dependence on like 2-3 people. It will
On
be
2-3
like
players, yeah.
Morgan and Shubman Gill basically will have to carry the weight of that team.
I like the
in my
fact that they
opinion.
got Shakib and Bhaji in. So maybe in case they feel like they need an all-rounder, Shakib, who has historically done that role for
Decades.
what I feel is like eons now. Yeah, he could just, hopefully for them, he could step up. But let's be honest, I am not looking any further than the Mumbai Indians in terms of who is going to be the pick of the teams, because it's by hook or by crook they make it. They make it just out of sheer will. Sometimes I feel that this is our competition. We will not. Rohit started late previous season, if I'm not wrong. Did he?
I
No,
can't
he
remember, to be
didn't. He
honest.
missed a few games in between with
In
injury.
between, sorry, towards the end ish. Yeah,
Yes.
look who came out on top. So a lot of people like to say it's Rohit, but I don't see it that way. So
Yeah, last year, in
Last
fact,
year.
it was Karen Pollard, man. The guy really stepped up, and how? And he's been phenomenal. Not only coming into the IPL, it was because of his form previously as well in the Caribbean Premier League. His team went unbeaten. They didn't lose a single game.
An interesting question: if West Indian cricketers could include IPL in their international stats, how much it would help their stats? It is incredible. Kyron Pollard, Andre Russell, Jason Holder is probably a good international cricketer as well. But those two, at least, the amount they contribute to IPL actually probably pales in comparison to their international career, ironically.
100%, 100%.
Easily.
You add
But
their
now,
T20 stats across the board, across all the countries they've played. I mean, you're looking at a Sachin Tendulkar in the making.
and you have such phenomenal guys, right? Dwayne Bravo, who's been around for what? These guys are ancient in like T20. These guys are the ones who were the hot
Been there
commodities in
since
season
the
one, two,
since the
three.
inception of
Yeah,
T20, man.
yeah, yeah.
Literally, yeah.
But
Yep, yep.
Maz, I'm going to ask you about one team which I know you always have your eye on. Okay, Sunrisers Hyderabad is a team which always attracts Mazhar. What do you think about these guys? Because of course they will still have the perennial problem of having too many overseas players. How do you see them juggling this?
Hey, Mazhar, before you answer your question, Krishnan, did you mention who, according to you, are the favorites?
Oh, no, I didn't. But I think for me, I mean, I have to say Mumbai won. Two, actually, I'm going to say Delhi this year. Despite Shreyas Iyer being out to injury, and they won't have Nautye and Rabada for the start, I still think they make it up. Their Indian talent is just phenomenal. Pant is coming off, I'd argue, the best 6 months of his career by far. He's going to be captain. Mazhar told me that. I didn't know that before, and I'll completely admit. But they look hot, man. I think it'll be a 1-2 Mumbai DC this year again, same as last year. But yeah, I'll let you take SRH, Maz.
So, fun fact. So, Gui, my team to watch out for, I would have said Delhi, but I don't think they are a team to watch out for. They are a team to be feared of. I think what I mean by that is they have already set themselves on that pedestal after making the
Last year.
finals last year. They were phenomenal, and you can see that depth in their team, right? Like I said already in the IPL auction episode, where they are looking like the old Chennai team, where you have only internationals, like all your Indian players play for the international team. So I think just that having Akshar Patel and Ashwin as your strike spinners is lethal when you look at it, because these guys literally just had the time of their lives against England. So their tails will be up. We all know Ashwin loves competition, firstly. So definitely Delhi is my team to watch out for. But coming to SRH, you were absolutely right. There's just something about them, and I think I have a slight bias there because I just love Kane Williamson. He is just he's the closest to Rahul Dravid since I think I can remember. I don't think anyone comes closer to Rahul Dravid than Kane Williamson in terms of personality, not playing wise. Kane is a far more versatile player. Let's just put it like that. But you just look at that entire team. Yeah, you're right. They're depending on a lot of foreign talent, but why not, right? If you have and you're allowed to use four guys, so use them. Warner, Bairstow, Kane. That should be my top three, no matter what. I don't care.
And Jason Roy coming in for Mitchell Marsh now.
Yeah, but again, now Jason Roy is not going to feature because Rashid Khan takes that fourth slot hands down. Hands down, and there's no question about it. Johnny Bairstow plays for me unless he goes through, let's say, if he has 3 bad games consecutively, then you give Roy a try. But more than anything, you look at that middle order, that is the only worry for SRH. I don't trust Vijay Shankar. I'm sorry. I know they paid a lot for him, but he's just not at all consistent. I still think he's a decent player, and in the IPL, it may work in a 20-over game, but his bowling's also far too inconsistent. So that's a bit of a bother. Shahbaz Nadeem will probably take in the second spinner spot. So that's also a bit of a worry for me. I think he's been, again, far too inconsistent. And then, well, their strike bowling is phenomenal. You've got Natarajan, you've got Sandeep Sharma who can come in, you've got Bhuvi. They have Samad, who I really like, the Kashmiri guy who had a good IPL in Dubai. I think even he'll play. I think he's going to fixate that 11th spot, so to speak, in the side because he's handy with the bat as well. Yeah, so SRH, I think, will again be challenging for the playoffs. I think they will make it. For me, hands down, Mumbai are going to be there. But I'm going with Mumbai. I'm going with Delhi. There's a toss up for me. SRH third, and there's a toss up for me between RCB and Chennai. Now, the reason why I mention RCB is only and only not because of De Villiers, not because of Kohli. It's because of what Dan Christian said. So if you see Dan Christian's record, and this is a fun fact, Daniel Christian's record in T20 competitions is absurd. He's won the T20 in every country that he's played in. So, and he just came out with a statement saying, now I'm in RCB, we'll win this year. Now, that is confidence that may be absolutely blatant optimism as well. But I mean, you never know. Some people are said to have a black tongue. Maybe he does, or maybe he has the Midas touch. You never know. So, I'm giving RCB and Chennai a toss up. There's a slight biasness towards Chennai because, of course, Dhoni. So, yeah, that's my pick.
Everyone, your top four slots. Who do you think will make the playoffs? So whoever wants to. So Mazhar has already mentioned his top four. Krishnan, Gui, who wants to go next?
No, I was going to say, because I actually agreed with Mazhar's largely. I think it's Mumbai. I think it's Delhi Capitals. I think it's SRH. My fourth one, though, Shubham, I'm actually going to agree with you. I think it's Kings 11 Punjab. I think this is going to be a statement year for them. They didn't make it again last year somehow. I know Mahajan was like predicting finally they'd make it, but I think this will be a year for them to make it finally, man. I'm so optimistic about KL Rahul as a captain. They have Chris Gale. They just brought in David Malan and Moises Henriques. Their bowling will have Chris Jordan and Shami.
Chris Jordan, please, Krishna, do not mention that guy. He makes my blood boil. He is listen. Most. 1 minute. Okay, I'll leave that for later. I'll leave that for later. Forget it. Because,
bro,
there's no way you can call him. He is the worst death bowler currently in the IPL for sure. At least. And I have stats to back that up. So Krishna, do not go there. Do not go there.
Bro, I've got to go there and say if they just kept him to only the 19th over and didn't bowl him at all before that, I'd like him. So I still trust if he bowls just the 19th over, he'll be good. So my fourth is Kings 11.
So you're basically saying he should occupy one slot in the team for bowling 1 over in the game.
Bro, 19th over, most important over in the innings by far. 19th over is where they make all the runs, bro. Bachao usko for it. I know, obviously I'm joking. I'm not saying only bowl 1 over, but I'm saying that is his whole impact comes in the 19th over.
What's the point, right? What's the point? If you leak 40 runs in the first 3 overs that you bowl, that can be eliminated by some other guy who's bowling at 8.5 and over, and then still giving 12-13 runs in the 19th over. His economy rate is still going to be way better. Just say.
I'm still a Chris Jordan fan in the sense that I feel his economy rate is high. I think he's a decent wicket taker, not a high wicket taker, decent wicket taker, and he can bat a little bit.
Krishnan, okay. Batting, I will grant you. Batting is one thing I cannot argue. He does score handy runs. Chris Jordan, fuck it. Anyway, never mind. Get back to it, Krishnan. Get back to it.
So number four for me is Kings 11 Punjab basically. I'd say number 4 for me is KXP 11, KXI 11.
No, they changed now.
K11P.
They're the Punjab Kings.
Oh, Punjab Kings, maar diya kuch different. Acha, Punjab Kings, guys. Punjab Kings for me is 4.
Oh God. So I don't think there's much of a doubt in my head. Like, I don't see Kings or KKR or even Rajasthan Royals. Like, I really like some of the players Rajasthan Royals have, but the rest are just like they're just there. There's nothing special in that squad. So easy pickings. It's Mumbai.
Again, sorry, you're right. It's just weird, don't you think, to have Sanju Samson? I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself with the previous episode, but I think it's important. Imagine having Josh Butler, Ben Stokes, and Jofra Archer being led by Sanju Samson. it's not a Shreyas Iyer sort of thing where Shreyas Iyer
No,
has
most
experience of
certainly not. Yeah.
captaining Mumbai and he's captained his Ranji Trophy sides. And well, let's face it, Shreyas Iyer is now a fixed play spot in the Indian limited overs game. That's why you're absolutely right, man. I can't see Rajasthan doing anything.
And Jofra Archer is injured right now, so we don't know how much of the IPL is even going to be play. So yeah, they're for the participation trophy.
Sorry, Gui, back at you, back at you.
No, no. So yeah, it's between Mumbai, DC, Sunrisers. Now let's see if RCB make it. I think they can. I think they can. They have a pretty decent side, but the only thing is the top four have to play every game. They have to play every game because you can't trust Saini and Siraj to have like amazing white ball games, game in game out. Like it's not happening. They're going some one of them is going to get taken for a ride, and you just got to hope that your top order scores enough, which they are more than capable of. Let's be honest. That top order is even Padikkal had like a massive season. So I think the stakes are much higher for him this season. Like you're not counting him as a rookie anymore. Considering what he showed in his rookie season, he could do. So I think RCB make it this time, just for a change. They just give people something new to the IPL this time.
Shubham, and then there was
Sweet.
one.
So yeah, for me, obviously Mumbai Indians first. I was thinking probably Punjab could be two, but some of the points that Mazhar made, dude, you got me confused. Yeah, so probably Delhi, Punjab 2-3.
I just
Now for
shat
me,
on Chris
fourth-
Jordan. I didn't make any other point. I'll be very honest.
No, yeah, some of the things that you said that Delhi should be feared and stuff like that, and you guys are like the cricket experts, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe. So still, it's going to be Punjab, Delhi 2-3. For me, fourth is just a pure emotional pick. It's going to be KKR. There's no rationality to it. There are other teams deserving, but for me, it's going to be KKR.
Bro, even Shah Rukh Khan is playing for a different team. How are you predicting them?
Okay. So, guys, now let's move on to our best segment, our most entertaining segment, the quiz. Now,
For
after.
which Krishnan will do a punishment, by the way.
Oh, yes, that is coming. That is coming.
Correct.
Now, just to let everyone know, I am starting off with -1 because I lost a bet thanks to Mr. Aniket Gui. And Krishnan is +1 because of that, because he predicted Fuzel to win that F1 quiz. And sadly, I went with my fellow co-host. I'm going to get
Sorry.
back at you.
Sorry.
And Shubham starts from nil, and so does Gui, which is ironic, right? and the most important question, which was according to me the easiest question, he didn't know and I knew. So, but anyway, so starting off with the quiz, I'll be the host this time. Since I steamrolled Krishnan and Gui last time in the IPL, thanks to Shubham's friendly questions. But it's going to be a bit tricky. I feel like there's going to be a lot of luck involved in this quiz. So let's get started. This one, now Krishnan, we fought over this. So who is the worst death bowler in the IPL till date? And this is purely basis their run rate or the runs they've conceded per over in the death.
You're saying across IPLs or last IPL? What are you saying?
Across IPLs.
Gotcha. So the economy rate in the death in like the last 3 overs or something, basically?
Yes. I'll just give you one clue. It's an international player. It's not an Indian. So that's the only clue. So yes, Krishnan, I know who you were thinking about. So it's not that person.
But it's international, you said.
Yes, it's international.
I'll guess Chris Jordan.
Okay, Shubham, Gui.
So I don't recall Chris Morris having a particularly good time bowling in the death. He's a pretty big buy this season. So I'm hoping
Biggest buy.
yeah, I'm hoping you're intentionally asking this question so that his name comes up, but your facial expressions say otherwise.
I was sorry, I was daydreaming, but go for it, Gui.
But
Go for it.
yeah, but again, across IPLs, has he even played those many IPLs to have that bad?
It's not an Indian player for sure, or what?
Yes, it's not an Indian player.
Were you thinking Kuldeep, Maloo?
I was thinking
But has-
Hardik Pandya.
That's a brilliant one because I genuinely think he used to
Oh my
leak a lot of runs. So it's
I
a
was
good,
actually thinking it might be Hardik Pandya, and now,
but it's not an
then-
Indian for a fact. It's not
Yeah,
an Indian
yeah.
for
So
a fact.
now I don't know what the answer could be. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of more names.
Gui, this is a quiz. You can't take all day.
Chris
There are
Morris.
many questions.
Chris Morris.
That's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. I'm not going to deny that. Shubham?
Malu, as an assist, you are allowed to steal in this question if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll-
Shubham deserves a clue. It's not Chris Morris. Sorry, Gui.
God.
I will go with Krishnan's answer.
Chris Jordan. Guys, Chris Jordan has the second worst economy rate.
Hey, that's fine. Yeah, fair enough. That's close enough.
It's Tom Curran, guys. He goes for 11.5
interesting.
in the death overs. 11.5. Chris Jordan goes for 9.4 or something like that. This one is closest to. So don't worry. Gale has hit the most sixes in an innings. I think that's not any surprise. I think you guys know which match that was also. How many sixes did he hit in that innings? It's the most that has ever been hit in an inning in the IPL. So just guess the number closest to wins.
I'm pretty sure it was when they wore a green jersey. RCB wore one of those special green jerseys. So that's 2 points.
What is all this information which is irrelevant to the answer?
No, at least it's relevant to that specific game. You said all these stats of a guy who it wasn't for sure.
Krishnan, you're buying time here. I'm not accepting it. Guess a number.
11.
Gui, go for it.
13 sixes.
13. Krishnan 11, Gui 13, Shubham.
I was also thinking 13, but I will go with 14.
Okay. Guys, it was 17, so Shubham gets that point.
Ooh.
He hit 17 sixes in an innings.
Wow, this was which match?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But it was green jersey. I remember green jersey. RCB wore green jersey.
He went berserk. I thought he scored 200 that day. I just remember that, but I don't remember who they played.
That's 102 runs of just
Basically, he scored a
sixes.
century in just sixes.
Yeah, he did. He did. So anyway, guys. So Shubham, that's 1 point for you. Krishna and Gui still on not. There is one Australian on the list of top 10 of the IPL most sixes ever. Just one Australian in the top 10. Guess the name and bonus points. Yeah, bonus points if you guess how many.
Okay, so I'll guess David Warner.
Okay.
And I will guess I'll guess like per season maybe he's gotten like 86s. So like maybe this might be a lot, but 912 sixes.
What?
Too high, na? Chalo maar denge. Chalo.
912 sixes.
Bro,
I
Gale
don't
got 17 one innings only. Aram se maar diya.
Krishnan, okay. I think you're
Tell
smoking
me one
something,
thing.
but
Tell me
that's
one
fine.
thing. Tell me one thing. Matthew Hayden played how many IPLs?
Not too many, Shubham. I'll just tell you that he's not in the running. I'll just tell you that.
So that's the thing. So there are a lot of contenders, like big hitters from Australia who played. Gilchrist,
What about
Simon.
Gilchrist? He played how many IPLs?
3, I think.
3-4, yeah,
Yeah.
3-4, not
Guys,
enough.
I think he
Top
retired after he
stuff.
won only. So that was the second IPL. So
That was the second.
Yes.
Yeah, DC was the second. Deccan Chargers was the second IPL. Yeah.
yeah, so not
Yes,
too many.
I like how Krishnan quickly clarified it. The Deccan Chargers are
Trying to
not.
prove to them that I watch IPL, man. To the listeners, at least they should believe that I watched a couple, man. नहीं तो सब answers I'm getting wrong. I have to give these fun facts.
I'll also go with Warner, man. I don't know this answer.
Number
Okay.
दे दे. Guess तो कर लेगा number.
What was Krishnan's guess?
900, which everyone scoffed at. So it's probably not close to 900.
900 sounds a bit too much. I would say like, I don't know, like 673.
What? 673 sixes?
Gui, go for
I'd
it.
say Warner, but with like close to 160, 176s. That's
Exactly. Thank you, Gui. So
yeah.
guys, it is Warner. It is Warner. He has 195 though. So that goes to that's 2 points for Gui and 1 each for you and Shubham. But actually, y'all shouldn't even get that 1 point. 900 sixes. Are you crazy?
Bro, no. We get that 1 point. The name was nothing. Now don't do this, Nakra. We get the point. Don't
That
do
was
this
crazy.
now.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I
when
agree.
you
That
do
guess
the
was
math, that's Gui anyway. It's 195. And guys, slight mistake on my part also. I missed Shane Watson on the list. So he's the second Aussie, but he's got 190. So my bad on that one. But anyway, Warner was the highest one. So,
So two.
yeah, so there's 2 points for Gui, 1 point each for Krishnan and Shubham. Last few, I'm going to have to skip a few of these because I'm sure y'all won't know this based on the first few questions. Who has the
Aram
best?
se skip.
Who has the best bowling average in the IPL till date? I'll give you a clue. He's an international bowler. He's a premier bowler in the IPL, and you guys can guess the average also. So just to give you some idea in terms of what a good bowling average is anywhere less than 25 maybe. Yeah, you can say less than 25, just so that you can get closest average also wins then. Shubham, this time you first.
Tell me country na.
No, yeah, that really gives it away. I mean, me saying that also gives it away in a way. I said he's one of the top bowlers in the world. So
Date stain.
okay, Krishnan, are you sure? Guess an average, Shubham.
Oh, average also. You said good average is 25.
Yeah, below 25 is terrific.
Like 20, 23.
Okay, Krishnan, Gui, go for it.
Malinga, average like 21.
Okay, Krishnan.
Yeah, he said country is a giveaway. So yeah, I'm gonna, usually I would like to say a different answer, but I'm sticking with Malinga. You said premium bowler in the IPL. I'm sticking with Malinga. But average, it's less than 25 is good, man. Yeah, even I'll say 23.2.
It's Kagiso Rabada, 18.9. That's his average.
Wow, his average is 18.9?
Yes.
Good for him, man. Wow.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's been too good. Okay, so that was another fail. Guys, come on. Fastest 50 ever in the IPL. Guess how many balls? And then forget it. Then players a bonus. Just guess the balls, yeah, guys. Guess the balls.
Closest two wins.
Then guess the player also. Come on, guys. This Krishnan, at least you should know.
No, I don't remember what I did at work day
Okay,
before.
go
You're
for it.
asking me to remember IPL 10 में क्या हुआ?
Arey, this is not. I'll give you a clue. Yeah, the guy currently plays.
I already gave my answer. Brendan McCullum. And how many balls?
I said he currently plays, Shubham. I said he currently plays.
McCullum's coaching now.
That's the clue.
Then Chris Gale.
I'm not going to answer that. So, and guess how many balls? Chal, that's
Chris
why I
Gayle,
said
how
I'll
many
give you.
balls?
I'll give
I
you
will
points.
I'll probably say 13 balls.
Okay, Krishnan, go for it. Go for it. Come on, guys.
Chris Gayle did it in, let's say, 14.
Okay,
I'll
Krishnan.
say Chris Gayle. See, Yuvraj did his in 12, but he hit 6 sixes. So
And
I'm
that
gonna
was
say,
in IPL, dude.
That was
no, 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 no.
Indian.
That was international. That was the World Cup. But I'm saying, like, I'm using that as a benchmark of how quick you need to make it. I'll say a little bit later, yeah. I'll say 17 Chris Gayle.
So it's 14 balls, but it's KL Rahul. 2
Oh, was
years
it
back.
2 seasons
Yes.
back? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I do get a point for the balls.
No,
Yeah.
Gui got the exact
14.
number.
Gui got 14.
So,
Gui got
so
14. Gui
Gui
got
gets.
14.
So Gui
Gui
is
gets
2
that. Gui
points
gets
now.
that. Gui gets that. 3.
No,
Gui
but the
gets that.
point is supposed to give into closest, not exact.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Okay, guys. Last 2 questions. Then
Mm,
okay, last question. Forget it. I've lost hope.
Mazhar, don't start the question with "Come on." We're begging you.
um, who has the most hat tricks in the IPL? Okay. Guess how many?
That's bonus though. You guess the person is right.
Guess the fine. I made it easier. I actually had another question to that, a pivot to that, but I said I'll go easier on this one. So who has the most hat tricks in the IPL? And if you guess how many, then bonus. And this is not closest to, by the way. I'm just saying, for sure, it's not a closest to question.
Fair.
So, Krishnan, you want to go first? Or you
I
want?
think I have the
Okay.
answer, so I don't want to go first.
So,
I think
Gui, since you are leading, you go first. Guys,
Sorry,
there are
I know.
only 2 players who have taken multiple hat tricks in the IPL. One is Yuvraj Singh,
no. Oh,
and there's one more. Now, that's all I'm going to say. I think Krishna knows it. So, Gui, just go for it. I gave you a sort of clue by saying it's Yuvraj Singh.
I don't know. I think some other Indian spinner also has a hat trick.
Rohit Sharma.
I'm just going to say Amit Mishra. I have no clue.
How
if this is
many hat tricks?
three.
Shubham?
For the lack of a better answer, Amit Mishra. And how many hat tricks, na? I think three is really difficult to get 3 hat tricks, man. I would go with 2.
Okay.
it's Amit Mishra, and I think it is 3. I think it is 3.
Yes, it's absolutely right. It's Amit Mishra and 3.
What a guess!
Man, Gui's method worked, man. I was like, say Piyush Chawla, say Piyush Chawla, say Piyush Chawla. I was hoping you'd say Piyush Chawla.
Goodness
I
me.
was thinking that that spinner Sunil, what's his name?
Narayan.
Narayan. I thought it
Yeah.
could be him, but then when you said Yuvraj Singh, then I was like, must be Indian, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I was
so
hoping
well
to
done, Gui.
steal that one.
So, Gui, you have 5 points. Krishnan, you end up with 3.
3, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
Warner
3.
and this 2 for
Yes,
this.
3. I'm done with my hosting. So,
So
the
credit
quiz,
to
so
for those of
for
you
that.
who are listening, this is the ultimate credit to Mazhar and how good his sports knowledge is. I know we crapped on Mazhar this quiz, but I assure you, if Mazhar was on the other side of the same questions, he would have gotten 7, 8 to 9 points this round. We somehow survived, but I'll walk away with a happy 3 points. I'll quite satisfied, boys. Quite satisfied.
So, anyway,
I'm
guys.
just glad I got the last one right.
Anyway, guys,
Yeah, dude.
after an utterly shambolic performance in the quiz, we have come to an end to this podcast. It was fun predicting everything. But, guys, on a last note, your pick for champions for the IPL before we sign off. So, Shubham,
Mumbai
you
Indians.
first.
Mumbai Indians.
Gui already said Mumbai Indians.
Sorry, I spoke out of turn, but Mumbai.
Oh, bro,
Krishna?
Delhi's doing it this time. It's fine. I know I'm going to be the one idiot who predicts against Mumbai, but I'll say Delhi, man. Let's go Delhi. Let's go DC.
I have no idea who to predict. Mine says Mumbai, but heart says anyone but Mumbai. That's what it is like right now. But genuinely, I think this year will be RCB's year. I'm going with Daniel Christian. Daniel Christian, it is.
Wow.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining in and tuning in. Absolutely disappointed with my co-hosts and their performance in the quiz. I'm going to say that once again. They're going to have to make up for it in the next rounds. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We've upped our game with our production for all those watching and definitely listening. These mics are a big addition. So do share your comments and thoughts about our episodes. We have a lot more coming in the coming weeks as well. So stay tuned. Take care. Stay safe. Bye bye.